It started innocently enough. A late-night curiosity, a dare, perhaps a foolish fascination with the unseen. The Ouija board sat on the mahogany table, its planchette poised, a silent sentinel awaiting our summons. My friends, Sarah and Mark, sat across from me, their eyes wide with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. We'd read the warnings, of course, the cautionary tales whispered in hushed tones, but we were young and fearless, or so we thought. We began the ritual, fingers lightly touching the planchette, a nervous energy thrumming in the air. The initial movements were hesitant, almost imperceptible, like the breath of a sleeping giant. But then, it began to move with purpose. It spelled out words, simple at first, then unsettlingly specific. The questions started subtly. "Are you here?" The answer, a resounding yes, sent a shiver down my spine. I tried to rationalize it, to explain it away as muscle memory, a collective unconsciousness. But the answers grew more detailed, more personal, more terrifying. It spoke of things only we knew, details from our pasts, secrets we'd never shared with each other. The air grew heavy, the silence between questions stretching into an eternity, punctuated only by the soft scratching of the planchette on the board. We asked about the house itself, an old Victorian, rumored to have a tragic history. The planchette pointed to the letter M, then slowly, agonizingly, spelled out Margaret. A chill ran down my spine. Margaret, the name echoed in the silence. The entity, if it was an entity, seemed to revel in our growing fear. It described a woman, her voice, in my mind, a haunting whisper, a mournful sigh. Margaret, it seemed, had died within these very walls, a victim of a terrible accident, a fall down the grand staircase, her life extinguished in a flash of agonizing pain. We pressed on, driven by a morbid curiosity that we couldn't quite explain. We asked about the nature of her death, the circumstances, the details. The answers came, each one more chilling than the last, painting a vivid picture of a young woman's untimely end. Her screams, the thud of her body hitting the wooden floor, the silence that followed it was all there, in the chilling movements of the planchette, in the growing unease that settled over us. The room seemed to shrink around us, the shadows deepening, the temperature plummeting. It felt as if an unseen presence was watching, listening, feeding off our fear. We tried to end the session, to push the planchette back to goodbye, but it resisted, almost as if it was holding on, unwilling to let us go. The questions turned more personal, more intrusive, delving into our deepest fears, our darkest secrets. It knew things it shouldn't have known. It saw things it shouldn't have seen. Then it spoke of me. It described events from my childhood, memories I'd long suppressed, buried deep within the recesses of my mind. It spoke of a recurring nightmare, a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of my room, a feeling of dread I'd carried since I was a child. It knew the details, the specifics, the raw, visceral fear I'd tried so desperately to forget. It felt as if it was reaching into my soul, tearing away the layers of protection I'd built around my heart. My breath caught in my throat, a strangled gasp escaping my lips. My friends, their faces pale and drawn, watched me with a mixture of horror and fascination. We finally managed to break free from its grasp, to force the planchette to the goodbye position. But the experience left an indelible mark on us, a chilling reminder of the unseen world that lurks just beyond the veil of our reality. The days that followed were unsettling. I found myself constantly looking over my shoulder, feeling a sense of unease that wouldn't leave me. Sleep became a battleground, haunted by vivid nightmares, the shadowy figure from my childhood returning with a vengeance. The house itself felt different, heavier, as if weighed down by a lingering presence. There's no scientific explanation for what we experienced that night. Skeptics will dismiss it as coincidence, as suggestion, as a trick of the mind. But I know what I felt, what I saw, what I heard. The chilling whispers in my mind, the bone-deep certainty that we'd contacted something beyond our comprehension. Margaret's story, as revealed by the Ouija board, was later corroborated by local historical records. The details matched, the tragic circumstances confirmed. But the personal insights, the intimate knowledge of our lives, that remains unexplained. Was it simply a coincidence? A remarkable series of coincidences? Or was it something more, something other? I still don't have all the answers. Perhaps some questions are better left unanswered. Some doors are better left unopened. But the memory of that night, the chilling whispers of Margaret, the unsettling knowledge that the unseen world is closer than we think, that remains. A haunting reminder of the night I summoned a ghost, and the price I paid for my curiosity. And sometimes, in the quiet of the night, I still hear her whispering my name.